I'm here with DC, Donald Carpenter, lead singer for Empire. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So the band's been out for about a month now on your own headlining tour. How's that been going, and how does it differ from previous tours where you were the opener?
Well, it's, we've always had a mixture, since we've been out here on the road. We toured for 18 straight months when we first got started, and that was, really headlining right off the bat. We started playing the small circuit and getting to know some of these different rural areas around these bigger cities. This year is different in the sense that, you kind of start back at it and you're like, wow, was it this hard every night to be able to come out here and perform at that level? But it's fun. We have a lot of possibilities this year, not just on the touring end, but being able to introduce our first single, More Than Fate, to radio, and have it doing well so early on really opens up a lot of doors for us. So we're excited to see what's to come.
Well, good. So I actually saw you guys for the first time when you played here last year at Mojo's on the Non-Point Call Me No One tour, and there's an amazing amount of energy on stage. Do you guys have a process where you mentally or physically or even vocally get prepared for that, or you just go out there and do it?
That's the beauty. Everybody really has their own thing. They're unique. Our personalities kind of stand alone. Right now, Ryan kind of takes on a lot of extra duties. He doesn't really have a lot of time to prepare on a night-in, night-out basis, but he's fully invested in the overall experience. So I think that really keeps him in the game. Brad right now, I think our main focus is Gojira, this metal band out of France that we really like, and we're digging their new DVD that we kind of put on to get in the mood. I've got my weird routine that starts about 4 hours out. It's just a series of tests and checks to see where I'm at and what I need to do to get ready. And Corey is the consummate people person. He is always involved with developing relationships with the venues and with the crews and all that good stuff. And everybody kind of is busy throughout the day doing those different things. And right before we go on stage, it's always a tradition to huddle up and really discuss what our focus is for that night and where we've been, what's been going on and where we're headed. So.
Oh, cool. Another thing I remember from watching you is you have a very intense vibe and
Right.
facially, and like what's going through your mind when you're up there singing songs and looking out?
There's a lot of it's an emotional experience for me that I'm trying to keep myself. Well, that's the fine line you walk, I guess. It's just trying to be able to push yourself emotionally to that point to where you can, reach that point, and at the same time try to hold it together, there's a lot of different things. I mean, physically, you go through the aspect of performing the songs and saying, okay, this is where I'm at. And, maybe from note to note, I may have 3 or 4 options as I'm singing that I have to go to. And then from the actual interaction and the talking side of things, it's personal. I mean, this is a very rare opportunity you have to have somebody's undivided attention to where you can truly make an impact by what you do and what you say, and it's something that I take very seriously. So I try to, always apply everything correctly and to its fullest.
All right, so I noticed you have dates in April, and then you just announced the dates in May with All That Remains and Bullbeat, and that should be a fun show.
Very excited.
After that, do you plan on taking a break, or are you looking, through the summer, throughout the end of the year, to just keep going?
No, that's really just the beginning for us. As far as we finally get to transfer over to Artist Group International, AGI booking agency in May. They have an incredible roster, and that really brings a lot of opportunities, such as Volbeat and All That Remains tour. I mean, there's already works after that. I mean, we did 18 months last time. I would assume it would be just as much, if not more. As an independent band, the reality is we can't afford to be at home. We have to come out here and tour and keep building our fan base, and that's the only way you do it.
I saw Via Seva last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all those Lowry brothers need to tour together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it's a possibility, in the sense that everybody exists and everybody's playing music. To be able to make it work logistically, and to have the time to where it all lines up, it's always very difficult. But you can always bet that if there's a chance for, the Lowry brothers to tour together, or some of our other friends in music to be able to put together the Brotherhood tour again, it will happen. That's for sure.
So what would be your dream tour?
Oh man, you know, I'm a Soundgarden. I'm impartial to Soundgarden.
Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them live. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. Is I thought I'd missed out before. You know, now they're back, so I feel like you have to take advantage of it. You know, Brad's a Van Halen guy. You know, they're still playing. They're still out jamming. Wolfie's playing with the Tremonti Project. And, we were all just hanging back out in January, so it's at 1 degree separations there. You know, Corey and Ryan. I mean, I think we all have the same taste. You know what I mean? I think if we could resurrect a band, it'd be Pantera. You know what I mean? But really, for us, it's any opportunity we get to go play, we appreciate it. You know, we take advantage of it. So hopefully, some of those guys will say, "Hey, you know, we like what these guys have got going on. You know, we see some of the same things maybe that you see, and want to get us involved." So.
Right. Okay, so Impact was officially released last June, but I remember seeing some updates earlier this year for new songs.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, what we did was, you know, after that 18 months of touring, we decided to take the last couple of months of the year off in January of this year to go home and spend time with our family and our children, and you know, these people that sacrifice in a lot of ways, sometimes more than we do. And while we did that, we got back and we said, you know what, we need to write a new record. You know, we need to just take this time and maintain our due diligence and create some new music and get it recorded. That way, when this next part of the journey, you know, gets ready to end, you know, we can really take some time off. We can have that music. We can live with it, develop it, and that turned into 15 songs that are just as dynamic as Impact, you know, which happened on 2 discs, but we put all that on 1. So we're really excited about it. We're actually playing 3 new songs in the set.
Nice.
Out this year, you know, just kind of build some of that excitement and also give some of our fans that have been here and seen us multiple times some new material.
How's the crowd reaction been to the new songs?
Incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
Are they different or similar? Or?
You know, it's really about evolution. It's about, you know, developing those extremes. You know, making the heavier a little heavier, making the content lyrically heavier and more developed. The same sense with the atmospheric ballady songs. We did choose the heavy songs, you know, to add to the set, you know, to maintain that energy.
Right.
But it's just as dynamic as the first record.
So the 15 songs, did you approach it the same way, writing style-wise, production-wise, as you did before?
Everything's really unorthodox for us. You know, it's really whatever we have to contribute, we all put our time and effort and energy into. So if it's, you know, me contributing a ballady type of idea that, you know, these guys can develop musically, and you know, I've created the lyrical concept around, or whether it's, you know, Brad giving us that, you know, straight up rocking, you know, riff that we can kind of create a song around. And the same thing for Corey. You know, Corey writes from that bass, you know, perspective, which just has a lot of feel and a lot of rhythm to it. You know, so
are there a lot of wicked solos?
There's a lot of wicked solos. I mean, that's the main thing when it comes to that part is, you know, what did we do the first time? How do we kind of get better, or maybe just develop on what people enjoy?
So I remember reading the interesting choice for a cover that you guys decided, the Imogen Heap.
Imogen Heap, yeah.
Have you got? Sorry.
Have you got it? Yeah.
What was the thought behind that, and how? I'm assuming it's probably pretty different than the original.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, that was the whole idea, was to take a song that you really truly had to recreate and make your own. You know, aside from the fact that her palette that she uses, the landscape that she paints with, is much different than our music. But her melodic sense and her lyrical content is something that I always connected with. You know, and especially with that song, it's always about, you know, you know, how it's hard to really maintain, you know, putting your best foot forward and that, you know, keeping that smile every day. You know, life gets the best of us sometimes, and you just have to kind of, you know, question yourself on a daily basis to, you know, rise to the occasion. And when we were putting together some of the earlier songs, you know, with Moment of Impact and Impact, I had this little acoustic version of the song that I played, and I was just sitting in the room one day and kind of playing through it. You know, Corey was sitting mixing an idea, you know, in the next room over, and kind of heard it, and got inspired and came in and started playing a little, you know, bass line to it. It was really catchy, and and everything kind of took off from there. And the room that it gave the guitar, you know, dynamically, and the room that it gave the drums dynamically, was something that I think even surprised us. You know, it had this energy to it that was just overwhelming. And when we went to record it for Impact, we didn't capture what we captured at that first moment, and we didn't feel like it was ready. It wasn't really right. When we went back in to work with this new material, it was like, you know what, that is a really killer song. It's a great track to, you know, kind of throw out there maybe as an extra bonus, you know, a song for everybody. And it's actually going to be the next song that we're going to try to add to the live song.
Oh, really?
You know, to have that cover song that's not going to sound or feel like a cover whatsoever, and really once again build the excitement for some new records.
You think people will recognize it?
Not musically. You know, definitely vocally. You know, I kind of do a little different take, but you know, like I said, melodically, she is an absolute gem. You know, and I wanted to do justice. I wanted to try to bring my own passion to, you know, what she created. And lyrically, it's a driving track. So it's really awesome.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty excited about it.
So is there anybody else that you listen to that people would be surprised?
You know, there's actually some more mainstream music right now that I'm really digging, like the Black Keys. You know, is a band that I'm really getting into. The Imagine Dragons record is probably one of my favorite records of the whole year, and I really got into the music, but then I went and watched the documentary of them making the album, and I was really
which one?
I saw a thing on Palladium about them making.
But which band?
Imagine Dragons.
Oh, okay.
About them making that record, and just the level of talent that they have in that band was really inspiring. You know, the Imagine Dragons record, that was one of my favorite records of the whole year. I fell in love with some of the songs that I'd heard, with the lyrical content and, I don't know, the melodic sense, like we're talking. But I watched the documentary and the making of the record on Palladium one day, while I was back home writing the new record. It was inspiring. You know, I'm just inspired by people that truly express their life and their music. You know, not people that are trying to make up stories that they feel people, you know, pander to the audience, but you know, people that truly live through their music, and I think it comes through in the song.
Yeah, I think when bands write like from the heart, it comes across differently than, you know, you're trying to write a hit or
for this new record. I honestly feel like for the first time in my life, as a lyric writer, I was able to convey myself better than I ever have. You know, it's just kind of getting started. So there were a couple of things that I talked about on this record that were extremely personal, and it was so clear cut and dry what I was trying to exercise. You know, Corey would say, he was like, "You sure about this?" You know, like, we're going into tracking it. It was a pretty emotional experience, and I did. You know, you realize that the more open you get, the more brutally honest you become, the more relatable you become to the listening audience. So
does it feel like a form of therapy
for
you, like to get that stuff out there?
I mean, we shouldn't, you know, it's definitely a form of entertainment, but, you know, let's not kid ourselves. You can't dilute what the art form is truly for. It's about relatability. It's about support. It's about, you know, bringing people together. You know, we have a fan base that's very diverse. You know, I have no doubt that if we made some type of one-sided political statement, you know, whether a gay marriage or something like that, we would start a firestorm, because there are so many different perspectives that come together within our music. And it's important for us to be able to walk that line of, you know, inspiring and creating this community where we can all come together, and, you know, have that therapy. You know, this live show tonight, that's what it's about. It's about coming in here, you know, what are your problems? What's holding you down right now? What's bothering you? And let's get all that out. You know, let's put it on the table tonight. Let's all relate to each other and shake it off a little bit. Florence and the Machine, another record that I really love.
Amazing singer.
Shake It Off, or Shake It Out was that song. But yeah, that whole ceremonial record is incredible.
Oh, awesome. So, speaking of fans a little bit, you guys are kind of known for your UMtv videos.
Yeah.
Did that like start out of boredom, or were you looking for just another way for, you know, to let your fans into your world and see all the crazy going on, and, you know,
Brad's creative outlet. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the evolution of what he brings to the table on that side of things. Last year, you know, as he started getting into the Final Cut program, and we started working with these different GoPro cameras and getting out on these tours where we had a lot of fun with these guys. Really got into putting together some of those episodes to kind of just shows you got to have a good time out here, and you have to be able to get along, and that started to culminate into actual production budgets of iWolf, which had us hunting the antique malls and the indoor flea markets and the Goodwills, trying to piece together wardrobes.
Right.
Working with $200 budgets to develop a little more. I mean, we have more grandiose visions for those type of things, and as this year progresses, we're going to start getting back into getting some new content out there.
Probably it makes it a little more fun. I'm sure it's not all fun and games.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's funny. We enjoy getting creative, and in the same sense, I think the fans, the more crazy, kind of comical, and even mundane, the footage, I think the more they enjoy it. So
now, have you guys ever shot like your own video, or would you even consider doing it?
We want to. Obviously it's a great tool to be able to promote your band. It does take money and time, and it's one of those things that if we do it, we want to make sure we do it right, we do it properly, and that's going to take some commitment from folks, our label and our partners, to be able to say, all right, we will, put the budget behind it to be able to do it right, and be able to bring the right guys in and kind of help, bring the vision to life.
Right. So back to the video, in December, I think you had posted what I thought was a pretty inspirational video about the band's mantra, love, respect, and support. Right. And for those that haven't seen it yet, can you just kind of touch base a little bit on that?
Yeah.
What that means, to the band.
Love, respect, support. I mean, it's something that, me as the psychologist of the band, trying to come out and interact with the fan base on a nightly basis, and even through the social media on a daily basis. We try to simplify exactly what our music means to us and what the community that we're trying to create within our fans means to us. Today we live in a very critical world. It's a very judgmental society where everything is contest driven. And people lose track that this is an art of preference, and we're only looking for our people. We're only looking for ours. And while those folks are here, we just wanted to make sure that we kept the focus on what music is truly about for us and our fans and the community that we're trying to create. And it's about love. We should all be there to proactively love each other, to support each other, and to respect each other. No matter what our views are or where we're at in life. We don't come here to judge each other. We come here to support each other and offer words of encouragement and words of empowerment. And that's what those videos that I started back at home were intended to do. It was intended to interact in a way with our fan base. It was less about the music and more about life. More about the everyday details that not only help us relate as a band, as fathers, husbands, and all these things that bring us closer to our fans, but in the same sense start to open up dialogue between our fans themselves, so that it can take a life of its own, and eventually, my dream would be for it to be a place that is alive and active, and something that is less driven by my instigating interaction, and more driven by the fans feeling comfortable and feeling like they have a place where that's open. I
think it's a great message, and the fact that it's coming from a hard rock band. Yeah. I mean, I think it shows not a softer side, but you're not just out there to make music. Like, you care about what's going on. And
the irony of that statement to me, as you say it, is life is as dynamic as quote unquote heavy music is. And that's something as a band we try to portray within the tonality of our music, or within the lyrical content of our music, is that life is dynamic, and I feel like no form of music displays that better than heavy music. So the irony to me is that what better band to be displaying that type of message.
Right. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for talking with me, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.